And looks exactly the same as before. Just start complaining about having a headache and you'll be just like Master Xandred. Actually, I take that back, since Xandred at least ended up lasting until the end of both seasons of Samurai. But hey, maybe something interesting is happening with the Rangers.
What are tears?
What?
I want to know why humans cry.
Really?
Because we do.
You want
Here's
to
a
know
little
why
game.
you cry?
Which of the two characters in this scene is the robot?
You should ask Emma. She knows more about tears than me.
I don't even... Remember when I spent 5 minutes ranting about a baby carriage chase? Or ranting about Kalish explosions? I feel like if I tried to deconstruct that line of dialogue, I could devote an entire part of this review to it. Just a whole 20 minutes of trying to figure out what the frax from Time Force is meant by that, especially in conjunction with other episodes. Fortunately, much more amusing things happen with Robo Knight and the Rangers.
Yellow Ranger, what is love?
What is love?
So yeah, Malkor comes to Earth to fight the Rangers. For the record, this is 18 episodes in, and it's the first time the Rangers have even heard of Malkor. They even defeat him without Robo Knight's assistance, since he's busy in his own subplot of the library reading about humans and learning to rap. And don't get me wrong, his subplot is actually really damn amusing. But the Rangers are fighting their biggest fight yet against the leader of the villains, the big boss. So on one hand, we have this... juxtaposed with this.
I am Admiral Malkor. This planet now belongs to the insectoids. Soon there will be nothing left of your world.
Also, Malkor has been completely disintegrating buildings left and right without any sort of effort, probably killing thousands of people. What's especially funny is that this Sentai footage clearly comes from before certain developments of the show, since the Rangers never summon their Ultra powers or the Gosei Ultimate Command Ship. Probably explains why Robo Knight is left out of the festivities. Instead, they just use all their normal Zords to send Malkor into his ship, which was piloted by Vrock to land on the city, and blow them both up. Despite the entire rest of the episodes being a really damn difficult fight, getting their asses kicked from one place to another, it's over in one shot. And yet, once again, this could have been much better handled, especially since we're so close to the end of the season. How about instead of ending Malkor here, you'll wait until the actual end of the season, where the Rangers have to sacrifice all their Zords and powers to finally end him, thus necessitating new powers and abilities. That would have emulated the Mighty Morphin days, at least, in how they handled changing powers. And the ultimate embarrassment of this fight, the crowning achievement of laziness...
Huh?
Was supposed to win.
They didn't even bother to play the right music when they beat him. Look, I know people complained about the Megaforce theme being too
How did they
much
make
like
that
Samurai,
mistake?
but for crying out loud. So how do we cap off defeating their primary foe?
Robo Knight, the very most by far was some knowledge there dropped by my little homie Todd, who turned me on to hip-hop. Word.
Still a better song than Overdrive's theme. This leads us into the final 2 episodes of the first season, the first of which is The Messenger. While the Rangers celebrate the defeat of the War Star Army, that's what the insectoids were called, Metal Alice travels to the wreckage of the ship and recovers Vrock, who's just barely alive. Later, she confronts the Rangers.
I design robots. I'd like to introduce you to my latest project. My master was brilliant, but shared your greatest weakness, flesh. That is no longer a problem.
His memory is clouded at the moment, probably a result of trauma and brain damage, so he's pretty much on robotic autopilot. So, basically...
He's more machine now than man.
Believe it or not, though, this is not the focus of the episode, but rather the titular messenger, about 15 minutes in. Metal Alice and Vrock retreat after a fight with the Rangers, where Vrock ended up heavily damaged.
Did he have a malfunction in his robot brain?
Waiting for them is the Messenger, an envoy of the Armada. He arrived to confirm that the Earth is ready to be handed over to them. He joins the fight against the Rangers.
Who's this guy?
Tell them.
I am a small preview of what's to come.
And they retreat after Vrock gets a small amount of damage. And then his memory is restored, and another fight ensues. So glad they stretched that whole Rock without his memories thing out to a whole 10 minutes. And then he withdraws again because he wants to toy with them. However, the episode does end on a good note.
Messenger reporting from Earth. The resistance has been defeated, and you are cleared for attack. The time is at hand for the total destruction of Earth.
Thus we get to our season finale, Endgame, which I suppose is an end game to a degree, except of course it's really not, since there are more enemies coming and all. Ah well, at least it is a proper season finale as opposed to Samurai's. But again, you'll notice that the last episode condensed several episodes worth of material into a single one, with fighting and retreating constantly, and a harbinger of doom, and a plot about Rock not being whole and stuff. I really do think that they originally planned to skip Gokaiger, but the decision to bring it in forced a lot of last-minute changes that screwed up their planned storyline. In any event, what we do get is Vrock launching a large army of robots and Loogies on the Rangers. What this means is that we have the third episode in a row where 90% of the episode is fighting, where the majority of the dialogue is either posturing or attack names. During the fight, Vrock sends their primary attacks back at them, frying their morphers. But once again, an opportunity to end these powers for the sake of the next season is forgotten, as the morphers are repaired by the end. Anyway, the messenger comes and informs the Rangers of Vrock's royal bloodline.
Vrock is the prince's brother, the second in line to the throne.
Prince?
More fighting, humans suck, humans rule. Padding, 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 padding. Robo Knight sacrifices all his internal energy to repair his own morpher, then absorbs an attack by the messenger and uses the energy from that to recharge theirs, though he collapses from the power drain. Metal Alice and the messenger are destroyed, but his final words are of Rock, warning him to hide.
The Armada will be here any minute, and the place will be crawling with new soldiers. They won't recognize you.
Why the hell didn't you let them know what he looked like now after you contacted them in the last episode? Ugh. Vrock retreats and the Rangers look for Robo Knight, who has disappeared. The Rangers call Gosei for advice, but...
Rangers, morph now!
What? Why?
Morph, morph, morph!
You heard him.
And so the season ends with the Armada's arrival and attack on Earth. The invasion has begun.
So guys, that was my reaction to Linkaras' History of Power Rangers Megaforce Part 2 video, so please be sure to comment down below, subscribe, hit the like button, press the notification bell to be notified about future videos, and I will see you all next time. Bye.